Dive in. Yeah. If you want to go ahead and start your playlist, it's a great time to do so. Turn up my volume. And yeah, good stuff. Um, Welcome. I have a couple of blocks. I'm going to have us start off in a supported fish pose. So, what that's going to look like, it'll be different for everybody. But you create this little platform, and I'm going to start off here. Now, some people like for the second block to be vertical. Some people like for it to be horizontal. This is where your upper middle thoracic spine are going to rest, right? And then the back of your skull could come to this top block. So the way it looks as I come back, you want this bottom block to come down kind of to your second to last, maybe not even that low, floating rib. If you were to be wearing a bra or something of that nature, it would probably be at the base of that space. If you don't wear bras, figure it out, right? Like, it's all good. Just find that area where it feels like it's opening up through your chest. I'm gonna go a little bit higher today, actually. Oh yeah, there it is. That's the spot. And then you can let the soles of your feet come together, your heels come in towards your sits bones. I want you to find something that allows for you to drop in, right? So some people don't even use the second block behind the head. I'm going to because I don't feel like dropping my head back today. And then just move it around, find what feels the best to you. And then your legs could either be in the Supta Baddha Konasana or you could take your feet to the ground, right? With your knees pointing up. Some of you will extend your legs long. Just take that moment, get to your spot. And then your hands can either come down by the side body, just palms facing up. Some people like to rest their palms on their hips or on the low belly. We're going to take this moment here to step out of your week so far. Hit the pause button on your weekend. You've got all the time in the world to do all the things. So just allow for the opening of your chest here, your heart space. And if you feel comfortable closing down your eyes, I invite you to do so. And then wherever you are in your breath cycle, go ahead and exhale completely. Take a deep inhale, allow for your breath to rise. And exhale, empty it out. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, float your arms up overhead. And then on the exhale, you're going to kind of cactus your elbows, cactus your arms, but then reach your pinkies towards your kind of outer heels. And then you inhale, swim your arms out and up. Exhale, cactus your arms, elbows come down towards your side waist, and then you extend your fingertips towards the top of your mat, like your pinkies come in towards your feet. And then you inhale, open it back out. And exhale, elbows down, pinkies towards your feet. Last two, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. exhale, nice and easy. Let your hands come down. Rest your forearms and your elbows to the earth. And then slowly bring the soles of your feet together and your knees are going to point up to the sky. Now press your elbows and your forearms down so that you can lift yourself up and then slide your blocks out from underneath you. And then from there, rest your spine completely on the earth again. And your feet are about hip width distance apart. Give yourself a moment here first. And then take your arms out to a T. Inhale, draw your knees into a 90-degree bend. And then exhale, just drop your knees over to the right and turn your face to the left. So our first spinal twist coming from the ground, belly up. Allow for both shoulders to stay heavy and rooted. It's okay if it's not perfect. And then on your inhale, one knee at a time, come back through center. And then exhale, let your knees fall to the left, turn your face to the right. Watching the right shoulder if it tries to pop up. Just being cognizant of what's happening. On your next inhale, slowly come back through center. Exhale, plant your feet back down on the ground again. Now, take your right foot and hook it behind your left ankle. So your right toes are kind of to the outside of your left ankle, and then let your right knee just splay open. So feeling this stretch through your right inner thigh and the groin. And you can just stay right here, right? Just feel that out. Ideally, both hips stay flat so your low back is on the ground. And I just want you to breathe into this. If you feel like you have the space, you can kind of wiggle your right foot over to the left. Your left hand drops down and catches your right foot. So you're pulling your right heel towards your left glute. It's going to intensify what's happening on your right hip, your right quad, the whole leg. But breathe. Take one more inhale here. Completely exhale. And then slowly release your right foot back to the earth. Extend both legs long for a moment and find an opening kind of shavasana. Let your feet hang comfortably out. Hands can rest on your body or down by the side body. You might roll out your ankles. On the inhale, take a full body stretch. Reach your arms up overhead. Arch your low back. And then exhale, hug your knees and towards your chest. Oh my gosh, that caught on. And you can rock side to side. Oh, yeah. Let your feet come back down about hip width distance apart. Low back is flat, shoulders stay flat, hips are flat. And then slide your left foot outside your right ankle and let your left knee hang open. And it's okay if one side feels different from the other. Sides of the body are sisters, not twins. So just feel this out. And as you breathe into your left hip, your left inner thigh and groin, notice the sensations that start to arise in your body. And if you think that you've got space to move a little bit more, you heel toe, or kind of like wiggle your left foot over to the right. Your heel comes in towards your glute, towards your sit bone. And then your right hand drops down and catches your left foot. Breathe. Take one more inhale. And then as a soft release, as you exhale, let your left foot come back down to the ground. Extend your legs long just one more time. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hug your knees and towards your chest. If it feels good to round your forehead up to your knees for a moment. And then head and shoulders come back down. Hands behind your thighs. Take spinal rocks forward and backward. Maybe like 3 of these. Using your entire spine. So the length of your spine. Getting a supple sensation across your back. And on the last one, come all the way forward. We're going to meet in box pose, so all fours. So stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Bring your knees underneath your hips and then spread your fingers out wide. All right, so in your box pose, your tabletop, with your inhale, drape a soft belly down towards the ground. Lift your tail, lift your chin, find your cow pose. And then as you exhale, reverse the movement. Dome out your upper back, navel to your spine. Really separate your shoulder blades. And then inhale to round back through. Your belly comes down. Your heart presses forward between your upper arm bones. And then exhale to reverse it. Dome out your upper back, navel to your spine. Let your head go. Inhale, belly down. Think of kind of spreading your sit bones. And then exhale, belly up. Inhale, find your cow pose, belly down, heart forward. Exhale, cat pose, navel to your spine. And as always, if you're ready to move out of this vertical plane and start to sway around using your entire mat, your entire body, you can take hip circles. You could move your hips all the way towards your heels. Start to feel this out in your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your knees, and your hips. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just move around. And then you can go in the opposite direction as well. All right, coming right back into center. Stack your joints. Take an inhale. And then on the exhale, curl up your toes, lift your hips up and back, and find your downward facing dog. So your inverted letter V shape with your body. Pedal out your feet if it's available to you and it kind of feels right. If stillness is where it's at for you, just be still. Now, some of you are going to be like, I don't want to do this. That's all good. If you prefer to come down into a child's pose and just kind of wait this out, that's totally fine. On your inhale, if you're with me, lift your heels, spin your toes to the left, your heels to the right, and then on the exhale, bend your knees and drop your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, lift, come back through your downward facing dog. Exhale, toes to the right, heels to the left, drop your hips back and down. So you're just moving through kind of like a down dog twist. You inhale through center. Exhale, heels to the right, toes to the left, drop it low. Inhale, center. Exhale, heels to the right, toes to the right, heels to the left. And maybe you take one more round of that, lifting, breathing, finding a twist through your spine. Allow for your torso to press in towards your thighs whenever you finally come back into a solid downward facing dog with stillness. And then inhale, take a soft bend to your knees, gaze forward. Exhale as many steps as you need to take your feet to the top of your mat. Keep them about hip width distance apart to start. And on the inhale, slide your fingertips to your shins, tabletop your back so the crown goes forward, tailbone back, your belly is in and up, and then exhale to a rag doll, bending into your knees. Grab onto opposite elbows. You can sway side to side. Just let it all go. When you're ready, let your hands come back down towards the ground. You can keep your feet hip width distance apart, or you can heel toe them together. It's really up to you. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. I'm going to scooch forward a little bit. Find Urdhva Hastasana if it's available to you in your practice today. So you reach your arms out and up, seal the palms overhead. Exhale, drop your left hand down, reach your right arm up and over, opening up through your right side body. And then inhale, take both arms to the sky. Exhale, your right hand comes down, your left arm reaches up and over. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step your feet back. You're in your high plank. Spread the fingers out, round through your upper back without completely doming it out. Now, using that soft center between your navel and your pubic bone, I want you to take an inhale, and on the exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Take your inhale here, and then exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Turn your heels out, your heels in, toes out. I can't get that together. And then drop your bottom low. So Malasana yogic squat at the back of your mat. Hands come to heart center. Beautiful. On the inhale, reach your arms up if it feels all right. On the exhale, drop your right hand behind your right hip and then just take your left hand over towards your right knee. It's a baby twist towards the right. And then you inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, left hand comes behind you. Just drop kind of your right forearm, your right hand towards your left knee. Gaze to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Hands come down to your heart, Anjali Mudra. And then exhale, bring your hands to the ground. Soften your knees to the earth. And then from there, take your big toes to touch. Your knees out to the side edges of your mat. Take your hips back towards your heels. Now, if you have your blocks, I invite you to grab them and bring them out in front of you. So I'm going to give you a couple of options here to open up more through the chest. You could take your just regular old wide leg child's pose, drape your chest down towards the ground, walking your hands forward. Some of you might slide blocks underneath your hands to go a little bit higher, right? When you get there, notice kind of what you feel in your upper back, your chest, your shoulders. Now, some of you might slide your blocks back even more. I bring mine together. Bring your elbows onto your blocks, drop your forehead down, and then take your thumbs into a reverse prayer. So I'm going to scoop my blocks forward just a little bit so that my forehead can come down. So all of those options are valid. You do you. But breathe wherever you go. Relax your brows and your jaw. All right, y'all. One more inhale here. If you have reverse prayer hands, exhale, let them go. Wherever you are, bring your hands down to the ground. And then inhale, press up into your box pose. So I'm going to slide my blocks out from in front of me at this point and walk it forward into all fours. Take your inhale here. And then on the exhale, just pull your belly in and up. Inhale, extend your right leg long behind you. Spin your right pinky toe down. On your exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hips, send your heel towards your left glute. So you're opening, think dog at a fire hydrant, right? I got nothing classier. That's where it's at. And so you're opening through your right hip. And then you can circle it out by drawing your right knee, right inner thigh down towards the left. And feel the rotation in the ball and socket joint of your right hip. And just keep moving. And eventually you go in the opposite direction as well. And then inhale, re-extend your right leg. And exhale, step your right foot all the way forward. Catch a 90-degree bend with your right knee, but there's a diagonal from the left hip to the left knee. Firm up your inner thighs. And then inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. Stay for the exhale. So we're going to move a little bit here from this space. So with your inhale, reach your fingertips higher. Exhale, elbows come back and down. Open up your chest. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the ground. Frame your front foot. Inhale to reach your right arm up. And then exhale, bring your right hand down, shift your hips back and straighten through your right leg. Taking that little sequence 2 more times, holding the last one. Inhale to walk yourself forward. Bring your shoulders up over your hips, your arms up overhead. Exhale, your elbows back and down, open up through your heart space. Inhale, take your arms high. Exhale, bring your hands down, frame your front foot. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Stack your shoulders, stack your clavicle. Exhale, bring your right hand down, shift yourself back, straighten through your right leg. Last one, inhale, walk it forward, shoulders over hips, arms up overhead. Exhale, elbows back and down. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands frame your front foot. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. This time on the exhale, if you're into it, internally rotate your right upper arm bone and slide your right forearm around the small of your back and take a half bind, deepening the twist, opening more through your chest and through the fronts of your shoulders. But watch your right knee. The tendency is to let it splay open. Try to keep it stacking on top of your shin and your ankle. And then as you're ready, your right arm reaches back up to the sky. That's your inhale. Exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Shift your hips back and then straighten through your right leg. Now, hands can be on blocks if that makes this more accessible to you. But think of your toes flexing back towards your shin as you flare your tailbone towards the back of your mat, but spin your navel towards your right thigh bone. It's a lot. And maybe you come down a little bit deeper. Awesome, y'all. On your next inhale, walk yourself back forward. Exhale, step your right knee back to your box pose. And then from here, I just want you to plant the seed. And it might feel weird at first. When you think of your hip circles, I just want you to move your pelvic bowl. So just moving your pelvis around. So not the entire body. Although my shoulders, my elbows are moving. But we're trying. And then go in the opposite direction, which is going to be the awkward one more than likely. But you're just stirring around your hips, right? All right, y'all, take an inhale. Just real quick, exhale, sink your hips back and down, walk your hands forward, let your forehead come down. Balasana, child's pose. Now inhale, bring it back forward, hands and knees. Exhale, pull the pit of your belly in and up. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back to hip height. And then exhale, bend your left knee, stack your hip, open it up. All right. From here, start to circle it out. So imagine the ball and socket joint of your hip, right? The femur head circling around in the hip socket. You're lubricating your joints, creating mobility, and then go in the opposite direction. And then inhale, lengthen your left leg. Exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Left knee is a 90-degree bend. Right leg is your diagonal. Firm up your inner thighs for stability and support. And then inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. Stay for the exhale. So remember, the soft skin between your navel and your pubic bone, you pull it back to support your lumbar spine. Now inhale, reach your fingertips higher. Exhale, take your elbows back and down, opening up through your chest. Let your shoulders relax down away from your ears. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Right hand stays down. Inhale, left arm high. Stack your shoulders, stack your clavicle. Exhale, left hand comes down. Shift your hips back. Straighten through your left leg. 2 more times, holding on the last round. Inhale, walk yourself forward. Shoulders over your hips, arms up over your head. Exhale, elbows back and down. Open your heart. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, left hand down, hips shift back, straighten through your left leg. Last one. Inhale to walk it forward. Shoulders over hips, arms up over the head. Exhale, elbows back and down. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Now stay for the exhale. Watch your right elbow. If you want it, slide your left forearm around the small of your back. Your fingertips look for your right hip crease. But at the same time, you rotate your left shoulder, your left clavicle to the sky. So you're twisting through your upper thoracic spine. Breathe. And then release your left fingertips back to the sky. That's your inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Take your hips back. Straighten through your left leg. It doesn't have to go all the way straight, right? And then take your pinky toe back towards your shin. Breathe. Perfect. On your next inhale, walk yourself forward. It changes here. Curl up your back toes, lift your back knee. Exhale, giant step forward. Right foot meets the left at the top of your mat. Now inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold yourself down. Now heel toe your feet out to about mat's width distance apart. Now I'm going to say, feel this out in your body. Ideally, the toes point forward, right? And I'll explain this. So take your heels in for a moment and your toes out and drop down into a wide malasana. So bottom down, hands to the heart. All right. So typically, if we were moving up and down, I would have my toes pointing forward. So I want you to really pay attention to what you feel in your legs. If it feels funky or wonky, work your feet to where you don't feel any tension, pinching, or pulling, right? Now root down into your heels. I'm going to leave my toes as they are. I want you to take a deep inhale, press your feet down, and stand up. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, sit it back down. Inhale, stand it tall. And exhale, sit it down low. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Staying right here. Inhale, take your right arm out in front of the left and reach your left arm up to the sky. If you have a half or a full bind and you want to take it, it's in your practice. Wrap your right arm around your right shin, your left arm around the small of your back. It's not meant to make it more difficult in this space, right? For today's practice, our intention is to open, to create some space, to expand. So that's what I want you to be thinking about with anything that we add on here. It's not to make it more challenging. It's to expand the expansion. Release your hand. And then take your left arm out in front of the left leg. Your right arm reaches to the sky. If you want to go into the full or the half bind, remember to internally rotate your upper arm bones. Your right arm will wrap around the small of your back, your left arm around your shin. Gaze up, breathe. Beautiful, y'all. And then let your hands come back down to the ground. Inhale, lift your hips, turn your toes forward, stay wide. Exhale, fold yourself down, let it all go. You can bend one knee and then the other. And then inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your left foot all the way back. Bring your left knee down to the ground. And then if what you need is a little bit more here, so hands are to the inside of your right foot. You're always welcome to take your left knee off the ground. Coming into a lizard half split. So inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, shift your hips back, straighten through your right leg. Hands are to the inside of your right foot. Inhale to walk it forward. Exhale to shift yourself back. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, come back forward. Exhale, if it's available, bring your forearms and elbows down to the ground. All right, so in this space here, you have the option to turn your right toes out to like 1 or 2 o'clock, roll your right knee open. Start to really get into your groin, your right hip, your inner thigh. Breathe into that space. Perhaps you even close your eyes. Remember, and then none of this has to be perfect, it just is. And perhaps you tick-tock your left fingertips in slightly. Come onto your left elbow, your left forearm. Roll your right thigh open a little bit more with your right hand. But just make sure you're breathing. Beautiful. Let it go. Hands come back down to the ground. Turn your right toes forward. Curl up your left toes. Lift your left knee. Take your inhale. Exhale, step your left foot outside of your left hand. Inhale, lengthen your spine, straighten your legs. And then exhale, just forward fold, let it go. Hands can come to opposite elbows. You can sway side to side for a moment, and we take the second side. Hands come down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Soften your right knee down. Option is to leave your right knee lifted. You already know. Hands to the inside of your left foot. With your inhale, just pull your heart forward. Exhale, shift your hips back. Straighten through your left leg. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Inhale to walk it forward. Exhale to take it back. Inhale, low lizard. This is your last one. Exhale, shift it back, straighten through your left leg. And then inhale, stay, just one round of breath. Exhale, really feel this release out of your left hamstring, perhaps the low back. And then inhale to walk yourself forward. Option to exhale, come down to your forearms. Breathing here. And then you could take your left toes, lift them out to like 10 or 11 o'clock. Splay the left knee open. Just kind of find that space for yourself. And if it feels great, your right forearm stays down. Tick-tock the right fingertips slightly inward. And then take your left hand towards your left inner thigh and manually rotate your thigh bone open. Breathe. All right, y'all. Let your left hand come back down to the earth. Bring your hands to the ground. And from here, inhale, curl up your back toes, lift your back knee. This time on the exhale, just step your left foot back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Inhale, come on to hands and knees. And then exhale, take your hips back towards your heels. And let your arms reach forward, your forehead come down. Roll your forehead side to side. On the inhale, press up into all fours. On the exhale, curl up your toes, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, soft bend to your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, take your feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold yourself down. Inhale to a chair pose, so bend your knees, sit your hips back and down, and then reach your arms to the sky. So allow for the toes to be visible in front of your knees, and you pull the pit of your belly up. Now with your inhale, reach your fingertips higher. Exhale, open arm twist. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. And then inhale, swim both arms back to the sky. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Watching your hips. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Let your head, neck, and shoulders just kind of dump down. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands down. Step yourself back. You're in your high plank. Now take an inhale. Bring your knees to the earth. Exhale, lift your bottom. Drop your chest and your chin down. Elbows slide in, gaze forward. Good. Now inhale. Pubic bone, belly, and toenails to the ground. Lengthen your neck. Stay right here for your exhale. Inhale to roll your shoulders back and lift your chest. And perhaps you float your hands for a moment. Breathe. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down, hips to your heels for child's pose. Now in this space right here, if you prefer to take this from box pose, you absolutely can. I'm going to go from child's pose. It's a little bit deeper on my shoulder muscles. Take your left arm forward and then thread the needle of your right arm underneath the left. And then come back down. So thinking of forehead to the ground, and your left armpit is like moving towards your right elbow crease. Now take an inhale. Exhale to release. Reach your right arm forward. Relax for a moment. Let it go. If you need to shake out the right arm or reach it back, you can. And then exhale, take your left arm underneath the right. Your left palm faces up. Right armpit is moving towards your left elbow crease. And your forehead moves down. Breathe. Take one more inhale. And release as you exhale. Let your arms reach back forward and your forehead comes down. You can roll your forehead side to side. And then on your inhale, press up into your box pose. And on the exhale, bring your right knee forward for half pigeon, right knee towards your right wrist. Slide your left leg long behind you. Now your right shin could come up to parallel with the top of your mat. Let your left hip wrap forward. On the inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, come all the way down. You're more than welcome to take this on your back in a reclined pigeon variation. So whatever it is that you need. There's a baby flex to your right foot. Relax your brows. Relax your jaw. If you still need some extra twisting, you could take your right arm forward and then thread your left arm underneath the right again, right? That's available there. I'm not going to take it, but if that feels good to you today, by all means. All right, now slide your hands back so that you can inhale, lift your chest. On the exhale, roll over to the right and bring your left leg out in front of you. Seal the sole of your right foot towards your left inner thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Janu Shirshasana A. Exhale, hinge at your left hip. Reach your arms forward. Then spin your navel towards your left thigh bone. So if you feel anything at all in the right knee, fix that. Ideally, there's no sensation at all in the right kneecap. If your hands happen to clear your left foot, the left hand circles the right wrist and you breathe. And on your inhale, lift your gaze. On the exhale, release. Bring your shoulders over your hips. Lift your right knee. Now, coming into Marichyasana, let both hips be nice and steady, right? Inhale, reach your right arm forward. On the exhale, reach your right hand towards your left foot and then flip your thumb down. If your right hand catches the outer edge of your left foot, that's kind of like your clearance to attempt the bind. Otherwise, you stay right here with this twist in the spine moving towards your left leg. If it's there, take your right arm, wrap it around the right shin, left arm wraps around the small of your back. Take an inhale, and then exhale, round your forehead down to your left knee and breathe. On the inhale, release your bind, lift your gaze. Exhale, bring your shoulders over your hips. Now your right hand comes behind your right hip. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Exhale, twist over into your right leg. Let your left elbow come behind your right thigh or kind of outside of it. Right arm is like a second spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Breathe. Inhale, turn your gaze forward. Exhale, drop your hands over to the left for a counter twist. And then inhale, come back through center. Exhale, we're just going to find half pigeon on the left side. If you need to come through a downward facing dog or your box pose, whatever it is, right? But your left knee, left shin come forward. Your right leg extends long behind you. And there's a flex to your left foot. Your left shin can be up to parallel with the top of your mat or anywhere in between that and heel all the way in towards your pelvis. If you feel any kind of pain or tension in the left knee, focus on the flex of the left foot and possibly bringing the heel in closer to your pelvis. And on this side, if you're taking the twist, the left arm extends forward and you thread the needle of the right arm underneath the left. And then melt yourself down, let it go. Try to get heavy in your upper body. Very chill. Slowly unravel if you twisted, and then slide your hands back. Inhale, lift your chest. On the exhale, roll over to the left and bring your right leg out in front of you. Sole of your left foot towards your right inner thigh. Inhale, take your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your right hip. If your hands clear your right foot, right hand circles left wrist. Long, strong spine. Breathe. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale to release. Lift your left knee up, sole of your left foot towards the inner right thigh. Inhale, lift your left arm. On the exhale, hinge forward. Flip your left thumb down and reach to the outer edge of your right foot. If it makes it, wrap your left arm around the left shin, the left knee. Right arm around the small of your back. Now inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, take your forehead towards your right knee. Drop your left sit bone down. On your inhale, lift your gaze, release your bind. Exhale, bring yourself back up. Left hand behind your left hip. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. And then exhale, twist over to the left. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee or thigh, or you can just hug your left knee in. Remember, you inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to twist. Breathe. Inhale, turn your gaze forward, and on the exhale, drop your hands over to the right. Get your counter twist. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, extend your left leg long. Now bend both knees. You're going to scoot your bottom forward. Take a C curve to your spine. Bring one of your blocks with you and roll down onto your back. Once you're there, feet are hip width distance apart. Press your feet down, lift your hips, slide a block underneath your sacrum. And then let your hips just rest there for a supported bridge. If you would rather take wheel or traditional bridge, be my guest. I'm going to take a supported variation, slide my shoulder blades, pin them to the upper back, breathe here. Close down your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. And when you're ready, we're going to take supported waterfall. I take one leg up at a time. Like they both end up in the sky at the same time, but I just lift one leg at a time. And breathe. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, bring your feet down to the ground one at a time. Inhale to press your feet down and lift your hips. Slide your block out from underneath you. And then exhale, let your bottom come down to the earth. If you need to windshield wiper your knees before coming into your Shavasana, feel free. It's there. I'm going to come through center. Take an inhale. Exhale, hug my knees in towards my chest. Breathe in, relax my shoulders. Exhale, forehead up to the knees. One more inhale. And then exhale, open it up to Shavasana. Let your legs extend forward. Your feet hang comfortably open. If there's any other shape with the legs that would feel more supportive, allowing you an easeful rest, then please take that. Allow yourself to unravel, to let the bottom side of your body feel heavy. It's grounded and rooted, but the top side is light. It's weightless and floating. Letting go of any breath work you've been holding on to this practice, coming into your natural inhale and exhale that just occurs in your body. And rest. If what you need is to be here a little bit longer, please tune me out and stay. And if you are in a great space, stay as long as you can. Otherwise, you'll begin to deepen your breath and to wiggle your fingers and your toes. On your inhale, float your arms up overhead, find a full body stretch. As you exhale, you'll hug your knees in towards your chest and roll over to the right, taking your time. Eventually, we'll find ourselves in Sukhasana in our comfortable, easy cross-legged sit. It's where we'll all meet. Hands can rest in your lap or on your knees, or seal them together in Anjali Mudra at heart center. Take that final moment, that pause, to be grateful for your body, for your practice, for showing up. Your health and your self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. So I appreciate you doing the same. Have a great rest of your day, and namaste.